They stand at the edge of their own feelings, as if a wave is rising inside them. In their mind, thoughts swirl into a slow storm, questions, worries, what-ifs. And when emotion grows too large, they feel a pull to step back. Their heart pounds. Their thoughts ossify into a frozen moment. They no longer speak. They simply disappear inside themselves. This is how many INTPs react when feelings feel too strong, not with shouts or tears, but with withdrawal. They leave the room, not physically, but mentally. Their world shrinks until only what is inside matters. The things they cared about minutes ago vanish in fog. In that moment, they are both somewhere and nowhere. Their mind races, but their voice stays quiet. Their body remains still, but emotion flows like a hidden river. It is a survival move. It is a shelter. It is also a sorrow. This episode steps gently into that hush. We will listen to the silence between breath and thought, between feeling and action. We will explore what happens when their mind says, "slow down," and their world goes still. How it feels to protect someone else from storm by hiding inside their own calm, and how the space between them and their own feeling can become a space without voice. Hold your breath with them. We are about to follow the moment emotion becomes overwhelming, and watch what it takes to step back and to come back again. For an INTP, emotions do not always come in soft waves. Sometimes they crash in all at once, unexpected and heavy. These moments can feel too loud, too strong, too confusing. It is not that they do not feel deeply. They do. But their mind likes clear ideas, calm thinking, and space to figure things out. When feelings fill the room, that space disappears. In those moments, they feel like they are drowning in something they cannot name. A sharp tone in someone's voice, an argument, or even a kind word that hits too close can turn their thoughts into noise. They may not understand right away why they feel hurt or shaken. And because they cannot explain it, they do not talk about it. Instead, they turn inward. Their heart beats fast, but they act like everything is fine. They sit quietly, look away, or find something else to focus on. This is not because they are cold. It is because they are trying to stay safe. Inside their mind, they are looking for solid ground again. They are asking themselves, "Why do I feel this? What just happened? How do I make it stop?" Sometimes they cannot find the answer quickly, and that is when they step back, not just from the person or situation, but from the feeling itself. This is what detachment looks like: a silent pause, a blank stare, a sudden change in topic, or a long time spent alone in a room, thinking. But deep down, they are hoping to return. They do not want to stay distant. They just need to sort through the storm first. This quiet space is not a wall. It is a waiting place. Next, we will enter that inner world. What really happens when they pull away? What thoughts take shape in the silence? Let us step into their mind. Inside the mind of an INTP, emotions do not behave like waves at sea, rising fast and crashing hard. Instead, feelings show up late days, weeks, even months later. One day, they might feel perfectly fine. Then, out of nowhere, a feeling washes over them like a cool breeze on a warm day. That delayed flood can be surprising and overwhelming. At first, they might not even realize what they are feeling. A quiet sadness, a sting of hurt, or a heavy silence inside, not clear at all. Their mind starts searching for a reason. Did someone say something wrong? Did they make a mistake? Sometimes they never find the cause. They just feel the weight without a voice to explain it. When this happens, they often detach. They step back mentally. They go quiet, maybe physically leave the space, or even pause a game or a chat. They do this to protect themselves. Their mind is working hard, trying to figure it out, but outside they look calm, maybe too calm. One Reddit user shared that they might not feel emotion right away after someone they love is gone. They keep working, smiling, until suddenly the feeling hits, and they freeze. This hidden response can be confusing, even scary. Psychologists say this is a safety move. When feelings rush in faster than thinking can catch up, detachment helps slow everything down. It gives space to catch the emotion and let the brain match it with logic. But that pause can look like silence or emptiness to others. During this pause, the mind might replay the event over and over. Try to label the feeling. Am I sad? Angry? Scared? Logic kicks in, calculating reasons, patterns, possible meanings. This slow build sometimes turns into a heavy wall, so that when others ask, "Are you okay?" the answer is blank. Here's why that happens. The INTP's mind uses introverted thinking to make sense of things, even feelings. And while they feel, their emotions come through that filter. They don't break if emotion is too fast. They wait until they can understand it. Inside this mind, detaching is not giving up. It is a deep breath before speaking again. It is a hidden process, slow and careful. But when they return, their voice may be softer, quieter, but lined with fresh understanding. Picture this. A teenager is sitting in a classroom. The teacher is talking, but their mind is far away. Earlier, their friend made a joke that felt hurtful. At the time, they laughed it off. But now, hours later, something inside feels strange. Like a bruise they did not notice before. They keep staring at the whiteboard, but nothing is going in. Their thoughts are spinning quietly. What did the joke mean? Was it really just a joke? Did their friend mean to hurt them? This is how it often begins for an INTP. They do not react right away. They go quiet. Their body stays in the room, but their mind floats elsewhere, trying to solve an invisible puzzle. Now imagine an adult in a meeting. Their coworker disagrees strongly with something they said. The adult does not argue. They nod, maybe give a polite smile. On the outside, everything looks fine, but inside there is a storm beginning. They go back to their desk later and feel a tightness in their chest. Not anger, not sadness, just a strange pressure. And they will sit with that feeling, trying to break it down, trying to make sense of it like a math problem. Maybe they will go for a walk during lunch, headphones on, not because they want music, but because they need quiet space to think. Online forums are full of INTPs sharing similar stories. One person wrote that they often leave group chats or online conversations for hours, even days, after something felt off. They just need time to figure out why their chest feels heavy. Another described how they smiled through a family dinner, even though they felt numb inside. The moment someone said something that touched a nerve, they shut down. Afterward, they lay on their bed in silence, running through the memory again and again, like watching a movie in slow motion. In relationships, this quiet retreat is common. An INTP might hear their partner say, "We need to talk." Those 4 words send their mind into overdrive. But instead of replying with emotions, they freeze. Maybe they look distant or distracted. It is not because they do not care. In fact, they care so much that the emotions feel too big to carry all at once. So they turn inward, trying to protect both themselves and the person they love. Sometimes they seem like they are ignoring messages or phone calls. They are not. They are just trying to figure out what to say that feels real. Not rushed. Not fake. Just true. This can take hours or days. During a stressful event, like failing an exam or losing a job, Many INTPs do not break down in tears right away. They often look calm, even cold. But that does not mean they are not hurting. A day or two later, they might sit in the dark, thinking hard. The pain shows up slowly, like fog creeping into a room. And then the sadness arrives. Quiet, deep, real. In creative work, too, detachment shows up. An INTP working on a big project may get stuck after receiving strong feedback, not because they do not want to improve, but because the feedback touches something deeper, a sense of worth, a fear of being seen as not smart enough. Instead of talking it out, they shut down the project for a while, stepping back until they can make sense of the feeling. Even in happy moments, this emotional delay can be confusing. They might receive praise, win a contest, or get a big thank you, but their face stays calm. Later, alone, they smile quietly. The joy takes time to reach the surface. So in many different settings, school, work, home, online, or in love, INTPs move through emotions like a scientist moves through clues. Slowly, quietly, carefully. Their detachment is not distance. It is how they make sure they are not reacting in a way that feels fake or rushed. It is their way of honoring truth, their way of protecting their mind and heart until the two are ready to meet. Sometimes others think INTPs are ignoring them or do not care when they detach, but that is not true. Their mind is working hard, trying to understand what they feel. They are not angry or upset with others. They are trying to keep themselves safe until their feelings make sense. One reason this happens is that their mind and feelings do not move at the same speed. Emotions can rush in fast, and their mind needs more time to catch up. When feelings hit too quickly, the INTP steps back to give their mind space to understand. This is not silence on purpose. It is their mind creating a calm place. Another reason is that our world often expects quick reactions and bright feelings. If someone is sad or happy, people want to see it right away. But INTPs don't work like that. Their feelings arrive quietly, later, sometimes hours or days afterward. This delay can seem like they do not care, but it is just how they process feelings. Because of this, INTPs may feel misunderstood or judged. People may think they are uninterested or cold. Over time, this can make the INTP want to stay quiet even more. They learn that stepping back feels safer than trying to explain how they feel, or not feeling enough to explain. Sometimes this leads to bigger problems. They might stop talking about feelings at all, or avoid people they care about. They could feel alone even when surrounded by friends. They might wonder if they fit in, but inside their heart still cares very much. They are not lost. They are protecting themselves. Understanding why they detach can help others be kind and patient. It helps INTPs feel less like they are broken and more like they are just different, processing feelings in their own way. And when both sides understand, connections can grow stronger. When feelings become too big, INTPs often take a step back to understand them. This can be hard for both them and those who care about them, but there are gentle ways to help, understand, and support without pushing. One helpful idea is to respect their need for time. If they go quiet after something upsetting, it does not mean they do not care. They need space to think. Let them know it is okay to take a break. It is okay if you need time. I am here when you're ready. This simple saying helps INTPs feel safe to step back and to come back when they can. Writing can be a strong tool for INTPs when feelings flood in. They can keep a private journal or write a note about what happened. Putting thoughts on paper helps them make sense of emotion. Psychology studies suggest that writing about feelings can ease stress and help people understand themselves better. It gives their mind time to catch up without the pressure of talking right away. Another way is to use gentle questions. Ask softly, "Do you want to talk about what you're feeling?" or "Would it help to go for a walk?" These questions create options without pushing. It shows you care, but you also respect their process. They feel seen without feeling trapped. INTPs can also practice naming how they feel, even when it feels hard. Saying, "I feel overwhelmed," or "I am trying to make sense of this," can help others understand. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just needs to be honest. Over time, this simple naming can help them feel less stuck. It is important to build safe routines. For example, a short walk together, a calm talk over tea, or a shared project can help them reconnect. It might not feel like much in the moment, but steady, kind routines create trust. Over time, they help the INTP remember they are not alone. Finally, remind them and yourself that detaching is not giving up. It is a way to find clarity. It is a pause, not an ending. When emotions flood in, the mind needs shelter. Supporting them through that pause can help both parties grow stronger and closer. In the quiet that follows a storm of feelings, there is a gentle stillness. The INTP sits with their thoughts, their heart beating softly as the heavy tide of emotion begins to slow. It might look like they are simply calm, but inside their mind is working hard, piecing together what happened, what it meant, and what they need next. This quiet pause is not the end. It is a breath before they step forward again. Once their mind settles and they make sense of the feelings, they often return with new clarity. They may speak more slowly, but their voice is more true. They may seem distant, but they are deeply present. Present in a way that shows they cared enough to stop and listen to themselves. And this is a gift, not just for them, but for anyone who waits with them. Because when they return, they share honesty, and not just easy words. They share understanding, depth, and truth. They show that feelings can be real, even if they take time to speak. If you're an INTP, remember that stepping back is part of how you heal. It is a way your mind honors your heart. You do not need to rush through the emotion. You need to respect its pace and trust that waiting can bring wisdom. If you care about someone who does this, know that patience matters more than solutions. Just being there, quietly, can help your friend feel less alone. Next time, we step into a different kind of silence, the silence of creativity and inspiration. We will explore how INTPs spark new ideas when they withdraw, how they build whole worlds inside their minds, and why that quiet time can be the birthplace of genius.